Hey everybody, welcome back to Kreationz DIY. We're back doing home projects and we laid in all this new drywall in our apartment. So now that we came to a corner, there's another thing that you have to do, and that's called this corner bead piece of metal here. So you're gonna have to put this on the corner, and what that does is if you bump into this, you're not gonna just keep putting dents along the drywall. You're gonna have to hit this kind of hard. Now, one good thing is you don't have to put tape and kind of fight the corner here. Once you put this on, it's going to go ahead and make a perfect corner for you. And you're just going to go ahead and screw this in all the way down on both sides. And then, like a piece of tape, you're going to go ahead and spackle this in. So I'm going to go ahead and show you first how to cut this, because this is actually 83 inches. The ceiling in this apartment is a little lower than normal since I think it was built in the early 80s. But let me go ahead and show you what a long piece of this looks like on the table. We're gonna cut it real quick with tin snips, and then we're gonna start screwing it right in. So as you can see, this piece of metal behind me on my little makeshift work table is 8 feet, but we need 83 inches. So I laid it across and I measured out our measuring tape here to where 83 is. And I'm gonna bring it in real close so you can see me cut it up. Okay, so now we're ready to go. I got the measuring tape on. 83 inches is right here. So then I would just move the measuring tape out of the way here. And then I take my tin snips. And then I would just, wherever I had it marked, I would just cut it. Now, I don't want to cut this one because I already cut one, but I am going to show you how to cut one up close and personal. So let's say 83 is right here. So what we're going to do is, okay, it was in between these two lines here. So we're just going to line it up. Now, if it's a right-hand pair, you have to use your right hand. If you use a right-hand pair in your left hand, it won't cut. It'll just waffle this, and then you ruin the end. So we're going to cut straight across down to the bead. You see that cut the metal there? It doesn't have to be perfect, but you'll get used to it. Then I like to look at it on the other side and try to line it up, you know, to the nose where it's at here, and then do another little cut. Then I'm left with two pieces, you know, so I grab the other piece, and then I would just kind of work it back and forth a little bit. So I'm going really slow just so you can see how fragile it is and how it breaks apart. And that's it. So if you use left hand, it's gonna waffle. It's gonna make this little S curve. If you use a left-handed one in your right hand or a right-handed one, the blade is just not on the same side. So you don't wanna do that. You wanna use the correct side and get a nice straight cut through. All right, let's get this on. All right, guys, so today, I don't know if you can see Meadow here, but Meadow's here with me. We're gonna be putting in a piece of quarter bead, this stuff. So what this is that when you bring two pieces of drywall together here like this, you're gonna have like rough edges. Even if it was perfect, you're still gonna have one piece of the drywall exposed, whether it comes this way or goes that way. So if you bump this, because the drywall is kind of weak, it's made out of gypsum, it turns into a powdery material if you ever cut this stuff. You can now get a piece of metal and put it on here and make a corner. So if you hit the corner, it's made out of metal and it's not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to bring it in so you can see actually how to put this in. So there's a lot of different holes through this already. So I would match it up where it was before and just kind of spread it in there and use a drill. I always push on it in the middle so it spreads perfectly. There it is. We'll do a couple of those. And then we'll tack it into the other side here. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish this and putting the rest of the screws in this all the way up and down. And then we're gonna go ahead and get our little spackle knife and start filling it in. We're gonna let it dry, and then we'll make a wider fill in with a larger spreader so we can get that nice feathered edge to meet here on the corner. It's gonna look perfect, like brand new. All right, so now that I got the corner bead all screwed in and we have protection on the corner, it can't just stay like this unless you're into some industrial look or whatever. So you're gonna take a little joint compound and you're gonna put that in on the piece and on the wall. So the first time, because it has so many holes, I just take this little one and fill in the holes. I don't try to slop a whole bunch on here, and enough to where I can just spread it all out on one piece. I know a lot of professional spacklers that do this, or people that work in the union for spackling, the tapers or whatever they call themselves. They're gonna say, oh, we just slap it on there and take the one thing and go down and, yeah, okay. But this is a DIY project. This is for people that don't know how to do drywall and don't need a critique from someone that's been doing it for 30 years. This is for us, the DIY people. So don't waste this, don't have it drip, don't have it sag. Put a little bit on and fill the holes in, enough. Then come by and just do a quick little one sand. Then when you have drywall, spackle on there dry already, then it's easier to spread it out because it'll grab to this and this all at one time. I'm telling you, I've been doing it for years, DIY. I'm not a professional, I don't work for the union, but just try my way, and then watch their way and see how much you slap all over the ground and whatever. So I'm gonna do this all the way down. I might go by a little bit and put just a little bit more on so it looks a little more solid, so I don't see this. Then we'll let it dry. It's gonna dry way quicker that we only put one quick coat on there at the sand and then go over and then try to mold it in real nice. You know, it's easier to do 2 small steps than 1 large step. All right, guys, so we're back with the corner bead here. And as you can see, I put some on and let it dry. Just so it would fill up where it makes like a dent here. I'm gonna do one quick little sand down just to get like some of this stuff off, this on the bead, because I want to use the bead as like an anchor point, and then over here is an anchor point, and you don't push down in the middle. Like when you're sanding, you don't push down, you push on both sides. That's why it's a block. So it'll make more of an angle. So let's go ahead and get this one done. Slap a little more on here. We'll sand it one more time and you'll be perfect to go. And this is exactly how you put the quarter bead in. Just make sure that when you're ready to do this, you watch the video, go, you know, try to remember all the steps. And then maybe just put the phone on and watch a little piece. Okay, he did this. Okay, he put the metal on and then hit pause. All right, and then he screwed it all in. So I'm gonna do that piece. I'm gonna screw it all in, and I'm gonna hit pause. And then he did some spackle, and I'll just save that video. And then when it dries, I'll come out and sand and finish. It's gonna look great, I promise you. All right, so the bead is looking pretty good, pretty flat now. We're looking really good, pretty flat here. Now all we're left to do is paint, and we have this bead in the wall. Everything's gonna come out nice and smooth. Once you paint, this whole wall is gonna be white and mix in, and now you have this protective piece, and everything looks great like you just bought the house again. So I hope this, learning how to put this bead in for safety, and if you bang on it or anything, it won't bust your drywall out. I hope this helps people. Give us a like and a subscribe. We're doing all this. We just put all this drywall in. We just ran 240 line for our stove. We're doing all kind of house repairs. drywall and corner beads, new lights. So make sure you subscribe so you can learn all this stuff, see all of our tricks and tips. We're building an apartment and you can too.